Alright, this is our second battle report of the day. Our first one, if you watched, was against Mark's Americans. This is against Alan, my esteemed opponent. He's going to be running Russians today. As you can see, he started to get them put together. We got them put together. He's starting to get them painted.
Starting to get them painted up.
I'm going to be playing my British for the first time ever. I've only got one squad painted. Everything else is either primered or just assembled with no primer on it. I'm going to go over my army list real quick. So, you know it about as much as I do at this point. I have a lieutenant. He's a second lieutenant with an extra soldier, so only the +1. I've got a regular infantry section, a 6-man infantry section right here, and then I have a 9 or 10-man infantry section right here. They're both regulars, and they're all rifles. And the 6-man actually has anti-tank grenades. So Alan, both my 6-man squads have anti-tank grenades.
Tank guns, okay.
Yeah. And then I've got a sniper team right here, and they are veteran. Then I've got a Piat team. I actually made them veteran as well, trying to make them a little harder to kill. And I have a heavy mortar. I only have the medium mortar right now. We're going to be proxying in as a heavy mortar. That's inexperienced with a spotter. Then I have 2 6-man commando teams, one here and one there, and they just have rifles, but they are tough fighters, but no tank grenades or anything in there. And here's my other infantry section with anti-tank grenades, 6-man. And then I also have a light artillery, which this is actually the model for the 6-pounder. I've ordered the 2 of the 25-pounders, but they haven't got here yet. I was very disappointed. But so that's a light artillery and no spotter, but it also acts as a light anti-tank gun. And then all I have left is a forward artillery observer for free, and that's going to be represented by this guy here. So I don't have that model, he's on order as well, and I didn't just make one. So that's my army list. Alan, you want to go over the Russians?
Sure.
And this is...
Okay, I've got the first lieutenant. He's veteran. That's the +2.
Okay.
With an extra man. I brought in an American Lend-Lease situation. I didn't have one ready to go with lieutenant. I have a medium machine gun.
So you have the gun shield?
Let me see. Medium machine gun shield. Yes, it does.
Okay.
And I have the medium mortar with a spotter. And sniper unit right there. Okay. And then I have an 8-man squad of that's the LMG squad there, but they all have rifles.
Okay.
And let's see, another 8-man LMG squad, but they all have rifles.
Those are just regulars then, right?
They're regulars.
Okay.
That's right. And then I have a 12-man unit of regulars. That's also a light LMG squad, but they all have rifles. Mm-hmm. And I have the free infantry squad, and they have the tank grenades, so they're tank hunters. Let's see, and they're green. They're inexperienced right here.
Okay. Well, there's going to be lots of rifles.
Yes.
And then what do you got over there?
12? And I have the T-34 medium tank, and it's got the turret-mounted medium anti-tank gun and a forward-facing hull-mounted machine gun. Now, the Army Builder, or the Easy Army thing, also gave it a coax machine gun, but it's not depicted on the model. So
okay, because that's actually the model for a T-34-85,
right? And
you have the T-34-76 on your list.
Right.
Okay, so it does have a coaxial and it has a whole mount medium machine gun.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Very well.
All right. So we're going to roll up a scenario and then see what we're doing here.
Very well.
The scenario we're playing is the secret mission, and so we roll off to set up the snipers and spotters. And Alan wants to roll, and he puts the sniper in there. Then he puts a forward observer or a mortar observer there. My forward air observer ends up over here. My sniper's in that rubble building. And that's about it. So we start pulling dice, and I pull the first dice, and I move that squad and run them into there. He runs a regular squad into there, and the secret plans are in that German armored car. So then I move a commando squad, and then I bring a Piat team in here. And then there's another Russian regular squad. Then a mortar team. Then a Russian regular squad. And then my sniper goes ahead and does a fire order, and I fire his sniper because cover doesn't protect him, but I miss, don't even hit. Then he brings this one may be the mortar, the other one was the machine gun team, and that's his free inexperienced squad. Then I bring a rifle squad into there. And then another rifle squad in there. These are just a smaller ones, 6-man squads. And I bring my mortar team in. And then his lieutenant comes in. And then here comes the tank. Just comes crashing into the woods. And I think he does a fire order with his sniper. I think he chooses my sniper as a target. Or he shoots the observer for the mortar, which is actually a good target because my mortar wouldn't be able to see nothing. Then I bring my anti-tank gun / light howitzer in. And that pretty much is going to end the phase. Oh, I think I got one more commando team. Yeah, I got another commando team come in there. And there's my lieutenant. And I think that's about it for the turn. So that's just all moving in. Go to the video. Okay, ending turn 1. Everybody had everything come in. Nobody failed an order check to bring their stuff on. I got my commandos kind of on my right. I got my painted infantry squad in the middle, and I got a couple of 6-man squads to the left. Got my lieutenant back here. Heavy mortars on. Spotter avoided getting killed by the sniper. I didn't really think about that. I don't know why when I set him up. Got my tank gun in / light howitzer, so I'm pretty happy with getting everything on. Called in an artillery strike right there. Hopefully we'll be able to put a crap ton of pins down in the middle of this thing, bum rush this thing in the center, and win the game in turn 2. No, maybe not, but what do you got over there, Alan?
Well, I got everything on, even the inexperienced free squad. That was a surprise. Coming in on 7.
Yeah, I was worried about paying the cheaper points for the inexperienced mortar too. I was worried that would come on.
Right. Yeah, and also my mortar is inexperienced. So both of us got our inexperienced stuff on. Everything's here. The only thing I'm concerned about is the pins that are going to be dropped by that artillery. So it's going to be fine, but I'm going to have to deal with that. So okay. The tank is on, he's ready, and the regular infantry and the inexperienced are just ready to die at whatever wins.
Yes, wave of humanity.
Yes, wave of humanity.
Lots of rifles in this game.
Lots of rifles are headed towards the center of the board.
Alright, so we will go to turn 2 and see if that artillery comes in.
That's very good.
Roll for the artillery, and it's delayed, so I can move to there. It's about the best I can do where I can still see the spot from my observer. I go ahead and fire my light howitzer and a tank gun at the side of the T-34, and I miss with a 2. Figured just try to take a few shots, maybe get a pin on it or something. He pretty much runs his inexperienced squad towards the objective. He just total disregard for that artillery token in the first round and now this round. He just doesn't care. And so my one commando squad's in the building, the other commando squad runs up to reinforce it. And then the mortar takes a shot, needing a 6 to hit against my commandos, and he scores a 6. So that was a good shot. Puts a pin on, kills 2 guys. My mortar tries to return the favor by firing one of his squads, but needing a 6, I get a 5, so I miss. His regulars, they go ahead and I believe they advance. Maybe they ran because I had to run around that building, but yeah, they ran. So he's just bringing them all towards that objective. I go ahead and decide to just fire with these guys. I'm going to try to put some pins on some of the squads, and I'm able to put a pin on, and I kill the NCO with an exceptional damage. And then these guys run or advance, whatever. They come around the side. And yeah, I think they advanced, and I tried to shoot at my squad behind the wall, but no damage, no pins. This is his lieutenant moving up to the wall. I advanced these guys. They weren't all the way up against the edge there, so I advanced them a little bit up, and I can only get about 4 shots out through the windows, but I'm able to put another pin on that squad and kill a guy. And then my sniper takes a shot at his lieutenant, and which, you know, would have been nice to eliminate that lieutenant, but I miss. Advance this squad up to the edge of the tree line. I'm not, you know, I don't have a whole lot of cover out that way. Looks like I don't know what that was. Oh, that's just his squad moved up across that token. His sniper takes a shot. And this time I think he shoots at my sniper, but he misses. Our snipers are not really doing anything in this game. And then his tank advances out of the wood line and fires its medium machine guns. Both of them, I believe, maybe one at each target, puts a pin on here. And then, yeah, I think he fired his turret-mounted one over at these commandos. I had hard cover, and he didn't. I don't even think he put a pin on me. My Piat team advances. They can't fire within an inch of their own guys, and the only thing I could do is kind of expose them. They still got the wheat field. They fire. I think they needed a 6 because they moved, and they got a 5. It would have been really nice to eliminate that tank, just because it's dual machine guns. My forward air observer moves up here. That way, in case that thing drifts again, I can pick a spot in the center where all his infantry is kind of globbing up. His machine gun advances. Then my lieutenant just advances to get a nice 6-inch radius bubble. So that's where they are at the end of turn 2 video. Alright, that ends turn 2. I don't feel like I did anything that turn. Took a pot shot at the tank, took another pot shot at the tank with a Piat. Did a couple rifle shots on the unit there, kind of damaged it. Otherwise, put my commandos in some cover there. This commando team got hit by a 6 on the mortar. But other than that, not a lot. My artillery didn't come in, so hopefully it'll come in next turn and pin down all those guys. Then I'll grab the super planes, and then I'll win the game.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you got, Alan? What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm thinking. I'm not in bad position, but that artillery barrage that worries me again. You know, if that comes in, that is going to set a lot of pins on a lot of things. And you know, could damage as well, but I'm more worried about the pins. But other than that, no, I felt like it was a very slow-moving turn. Yeah. But you were even slower moving. You know,
yeah, I stopped to shoot. I stopped to shoot here. Right. Well, you have a tank over here too. Yeah. So I did stop to do some shooting, try to put some pins. Hopefully you'll fail. Right. My sniper unfortunately didn't kill your lieutenant. That would have been nice.
Yeah, the snipers are not doing their job.
No. But so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Turn 3. Right. Somebody should probably have the plans in their fists.
I would think so. Yeah.
And then we'll have to try to react to that. All right, gonna go to turn 3.
Yeah.
So I roll for the artillery, and Alan is chanting roll a 1, roll a 1, roll a 1, and what do? I roll a 1. Yeah, he moves it 24 inches onto here, because that would have decimated, put so many pins on his guys. He's totally disregarding that artillery. But he puts it on me, and I take 3 pins there, 2 pins on my lieutenant, 3 pins on the unit in the bottom of the building, I think 1 on my sniper, 1 on the mortar. It direct hit that squad on the right, so I went down, and I still lost a few guys. So on my turn, I try to activate my sniper, and I'm needing I think a 10, and I roll an 11, so I don't activate my sniper. I would really like to remove his lieutenant from the equation. And then he advances his inexperienced squad to grab the token. And at this point, it's like, wow, I got all these pins on me. And I've got 2 commando squads on the right, one with 6 guys, one with 4, and I go ahead and run. Since he's within 6 inches, I'm going to give a run order, and I can come out of the building and close combat these guys. And we give him the wall, so we're going at the same time, but I end up winning, so I have 3 guys left. And so I have the token because my guys were in base contact. I probably should have reconsolidated away from his squads, but what I do is I consolidate back into the building. And this is where things start to get crazy, because when in future turns, he starts close combat attacking me, but you have to be in contact with the token to grab it. So you're going to see in future turns here a lot of attacking, but you got to go in the building to actually grab the satchel of secret plans. So a close combat against a building is not a close combat touching the unit, because that's how cavalry can charge them. So he charges in there with 1 unit. We go at the same time. I only had a few guys left, so I'm able to kill a few, but he wins that combat. And then I think I get a order dice for my commandos. And I'm going to be, it would have been nice if I could have held on that turn, or, you know, whittled him down some more. But I go in, and I'm able to kill him, even though we're going at the same time. We only got 2 guys left. And again, I have to go in the building to grab the token. And you know, in hindsight, I probably should have just left the token sitting there. Then he would have had to move a unit into the building, pick up the token, and I could have put more pins and shot at him and had time for my other units to recover from my own artillery. But, you know, in the quick pace of the game, we were just assaulting and then moving into the building. Didn't have to, though. I could have consolidated away. But so he moves in, he kills those last 2 guys and grabs that. I rally my unit downstairs here, so they removed all their pins. So that's my basically closest. Well, I got 2 units there. See, I still got 2 units. If I can pull some order dice and get these pins cleared, that's why I think it would have been important to stall a turn by just leaving the token in the building. I try to rally these guys, I believe, and I think I fail, or maybe I don't remember. My Piat team goes ahead and I think rallied to get the pin markers off them. And then my mortar team is inexperienced with no lieutenant around, so they fail on an 8. They needed a 7 to be able to fire. My lieutenant goes ahead and rallies. So I'm just trying to clear my own pin markers that I put on all my guys here. That's why that delay would have been really nice. So his tank activates, and well, one of the things too, the turn before, his tank had kind of blocked the line of sight of his mortar. He had those commandos locked in on a 2-up, but he blocked his line of sight. We had to read the rules, but in the FAQ it specifically asked that, so he started over on a 6. Machine guns, my Piat team with, I think, both machine guns, and he's able to put a pin on, kill a guy. Or maybe the other machine gun hit these guys, put a pin on, kill a guy. Yeah, pretty sure that was the tank doing that. So yeah, the tank's annoying. I mean, trying to get the token, but so I go ahead and I'm trying to just neutralize the tank. That way I don't have guys standing in the middle of a road if I go after that token. But I failed to hit it. His sniper activates, and I don't. I think he hit, but failed to kill me. And then he puts fire order on his mortar since he didn't have that 2-up earlier, and he fires at this unit and he gets a 1. Then my forward air or artillery observer, he just runs up here, try to get in a position to be a nuisance to keep that unit from getting off the board. That's about the best he can do. And then his lieutenant comes running over there, and his other squad comes running over to try to help support the other squad's withdrawal with the secret plans, and as the machine gun moves up the road. And that's about for that. Alright, that was the end of turn 2. Seems like the end of turn 4.
Yeah, at least.
But if you've been watching, that was a brutal hand-to-hand slugfest against my 12-ish or 10 commandos and the entire Russian army. But yeah, as we were playing, because I attacked outside and then consolidated in, and I'm not sure if that was legal or not, but I think it's okay. Okay, ran out of memory, so we're gonna go again just in case. So that was the end of turn 2. Like I said, and the other one is like about, it seems like about turn 4 or 5. Had my artillery strike come down on my own guys and put pin markers all over the place. When I was feeling pretty confident about my position and all those masked up Russians in the middle. After that, just turned into a attack. Had my commandos come out and attack that unit, and I consolidated back into the building. I think that that's legal to do. If somebody says no, then leave a comment. And then after that, we had a units assaulting the building back and forth.
Yeah.
Now, we were kind of thinking, since you don't normally have to go into a building when you assault it, like with cavalry and stuff, but you could, if you wanted to, you could consolidate in there. But we were saying, since the secret plans were in there, the unit had to be ending its turn touching the secret plan.
Right.
And that's kind of what it says in the thing, ending your turn touching it. I don't know. I think it seemed fair the way we were doing it. So it turns out to be a back and forth, but the Russians holding the building and the secret plans at the end of the turn. And then with me with some stuff still alive, but now I got a tank to deal with on the left that I've been kind of shooting at, not successfully hitting.
Right.
If I can get the tank cleared out or keep it occupied, I might be able to cut those guys off from getting off the board. What do you think, Alan?
It's looking pretty good for the Russians. There's quite a bit of support near the building where the plans are at this point. The tank, if that keeps you guys occupied, okay. I'm all for that. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. There's nothing very close to me.
I just need to get some. I need to get some pins on you to try to make you feel.
Try to make it difficult. Yeah. Yep.
Well,
So
you guys watched the last battle report. Mark is still here. Mark has been laughing at my guys dying in close combat. He says it's sweet poetic
revenge.
Justice. Although I've been giving as good as I get, it's just the numbers are overwhelming. So.
right.
All right, we're going to go to turn 3 and see if the British can save the day here. I go first to activate the Piat, remove that pin, I inch towards him and I fire at him, and I miss the tank. I go ahead and fire here, because I'm really just trying to eliminate that tank before or at least put a pin on it before I move all my guys out into the road. And then shoot at him in a building that's not good anyway. So he activates his unit with the token and runs away. My sniper goes ahead and fires at them. Now I'm just trying to get pins on them, hoping they'll fail an order check, and I do hit, and I'm able to put a pin. I think I kill a guy, but the pins are important here. Fire my mortar at those guys. I can get a nice heavy mortar shot on them. That will really ruin their day, but I fail that. He knows what I'm going to do. I'm trying to put pins on that unit, so he moves his lieutenant close to him, so that I try to help him activate. These guys are just trying to screen off to the side there. These guys advance out, but with that armored car in the way, I only have about 2 rifles, or maybe 3 rifles that have a line of fire, and it's not very good line of fire, but I'm still able to score like a hit, I believe. My Piat squad takes a pin marker. These guys, now this is the tank, I believe, opening up, which is what I didn't want to have happen. So he puts another pin on. His sniper pitches in on that unit, and that's kind of okay. That unit already activated. I got 2 more units that can still go. So my unit here, see, I just don't have the room to get around that armored car, and I've only got like 2 rifles that can draw a bead on that unit. That with the plans, these guys just say screw it, and they come running out too, trying to get an angle on that squad. Maybe on the next turn, this guy runs around the corner and just ignores that unit in front of him and fires a submachine gun at that unit, and I'm able to put. So I've got 2 pins on there with the limited amount of shooting that I was able to generate, just from the angles and everything were really horrible. Lieutenant moves up, just in case I do get some more activations before those guys run off. I can try to help that unit activate. His mortar takes a pot shot at my unit, at Ryan out here, and misses with a 1. And that pretty much ends the turn. Alright, I was into turn 3. Not a whole lot of major stuff happening. Obviously, he's got the plans, he's running away, so I'm just trying to get some pins on him. I haven't had very much for shooting though. A couple things were pretty much out of range or didn't have very good angles. If I can pull a few order dice, that's always the catch. You know, maybe I can get a couple more pins on him. I did sniper his NCO, and I got 2 pins on him. He's got his lieutenant nearby, so if he pulls an order dice, gotta hope he fails, and then hopefully then I haven't depleted my entire army racing after him, and I'll be able to stop him. But yeah, it's desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess, for the British. What are you thinking, Alan?
I'm thinking if I can just pass the order check, you know, it's off the board.
Game over.
Yeah.
Yep. So, well, I do have my forward river observer, and I'm going to redirect. No, my Army Corps engineers. I'm going to redirect the river.
He has aimed a pistol and said, "Swim or die."
So I need some lucky dice here. I've been on the other side of the coin where I've been running with the plans. I always assume the worst case. If I can pull the dice, it's like I got a heavy mortar that will hit them on a 5. I got some infantry. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to spray and pray and hope I pull a dice. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we will.
Starting turn 4. Well, so he pulls first order dice and he passes his order check thanks to his lieutenant being close by, and he's within 12 of the edge, so he's able to run the plans off the board. I'll go to a short little video here.
It's worked out all right.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the game. He pulled the first dice, passed his order check. If he would have failed that, it would have been hugely entertaining trying to pound those guys in the smithereens. I think I could have maybe pulled a draw if I could. I mean, that's what I was playing for at this point. There's no way I could have got off the board. But it would have been close, but it was all for naught.
Yeah.
One game with the British, with this scenario, it's hard for me to tell. I was doing, I think, well until the artillery strike backfired on me. Other than that, I had the compositions of the close-in fighters. I had them right where I wanted. I just didn't have any support because my entire army was pinned down. Another squad following up behind would have been nice instead of 3 squads over here in hindsight. But yeah, I mean, the Russians, it's hard to gauge even the Russians, really, because it was such a...
But they did what I think Russians are designed to do. Lots of people in one spot, and was able to overwhelm the veteran assaults.
Well, the 6 guys versus 12.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And then 3 guys versus 8, and then 2 guys versus
attrition them down.
It is what Russians do. You get that free 12-man squad, and that makes a huge difference. You're able to just put numbers on top of people.
So, any thoughts, Mark, on what you saw?
That was a good game. It was really back and forth. The bombardment backfiring really good. Yeah, but like Alan said, the Russians, it was really obvious that it was the Horde's army of just overwhelming numbers.
Right.
And it definitely played out that way.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool game.
Yeah, I'll have to keep working on painting my British, because the unit that was painted, they did fairly well. Even though they got hit by a 6, they only took a few casualties and lost the NCO. But I like the commandos. They were pretty sweet, close combat. I didn't get a really chance to use my rapid rifle rules very much because of the way the scenario was set up.
Well, and the way that the shooting was going at the particular times. It was, okay, I can't use them all, but a couple of times.
Yeah, that light anti-tank gun didn't do a whole lot there. I was hoping for some pins on that T-34, but I didn't even hit it once with anything. So
it's tough to hit.
It is.
With one shot.
Yeah, that's where the heavy, medium, and heavy actually come in handy, because you actually get +1 because you're at short range almost starting.
Yeah, right.
But it's a dual purpose howitzer slash gun,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna play with it a couple more times.
Right.
And see, I do, the model is actually the medium anti-tank gun. But all right, well that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. And I got another match tomorrow in Lincoln. It's going to be my British again, and 1,000 points versus Germans. So that should be good. Thanks.